workers were slaves. So Mike writes a lot about that as well. So over to Mike.
Kia ora, thank you. I want to say a few words about why I think this inhumane system has been established, why they are maintaining a brutal discrimination against people in the family category, against people being able to bring their parents. It doesn't seem to make sense, but it makes sense if you want to maintain a system of migrant labour exploitation, and that is what they are doing. They have increased the entry of temporary workers to 250,000 a year. They issue 250,000 temporary work visas each year and bring these people, and we have reached a 10-year high in those temporary work visas. At the same time, we have a 10-year low in the permanent migration visas. So they have reduced the permanent migrant numbers from around 40 or 45 to only 35,000, a 20% reduction. They did it secretly, they didn't tell anybody, and a 30% reduction in the skilled work category as a consequence. So because they decided to radically reduce the permanent residents from number, the impact that had on the skilled migrant category, they wanted to secretly boost the skilled, they wanted to secretly boost the skilled migrant category, try to maintain the skilled migrant category by going after every family or reunification or other types of visa, squeeze those as much as possible to try and make the system work, but it's a system of migrant labour exploitation. It's a system of migrant labour exploitation. It's a system designed to keep people on temporary visas and renewing those visas. Now we now have, because people were brought here under a lie, over the last 10 or 20 years they have been bringing migrant labour here with the lie that they would be able to transition to permanent residence, and people bought their families because they bought that lie. They paid tens of thousands of dollars into the education system because they bought that lie. And now we have people who have brought their families up here, who have lived here, worked here for a decade or more on rolling over temporary visas, who are being told they will never be allowed to transition to permanent residence ever. Now that is a crime that should not have ever been committed. It is a crime that must be overturned. Those tens of thousands of people who came here on temporary work visas, who were promised a road to residency, should be allowed to stay and become residents permanently, and end the system of temporary migrant labour exploitation, end the system of tying people to their visas, end the system which is designed only to enrich a class of people who don't deserve it and they can't look after the workers on a decent wage. Kia ora.